today I have Tears and Laughter by Khalil Gibran. And this book is very, very interesting. I really wasn't expecting much. I mean, I was expecting Khalil Gibran, obviously, but it's a short book. I was like, this will be a quick, fun read. But I was really, really surprised by how much I loved it, by how much it moved me. Because if you've ever read anything by Khalil Gibran, you know he can say so much in so few words. You know he can express something that you always felt yet you couldn't quite conceptualize. And if you've read anything by him, it's most likely the work The Prophet, which is a masterpiece. I really urge you to pick that up. But this is also another very, very good book. The overall structure of the book is it's a splicing together of actual poetry with Khalil Gibran's prose poetry, with short stories, and an overall message of life, an overall message of love, an overall message of embracing the deeper spiritual connection that we all hold with the world, embracing our similarities, embracing the things that make us human, and accepting them. And there's a myriad of different themes throughout this book that I can bring up, but I think the only one that needs to be stressed is that of love, is that of acceptance, is that of not just the romantic love, but the love of life, the love of the world, the love of the process and the journey and the things that make life beautiful. That is really what's expressed through this work. That is really what Khalil Gibran is a master at encapsulating, a master at recreating through poetry. And it's very hard to read something that ever can replicate the beauty of the world. You go out in nature, you go out on a hike, you look out. Does a picture even do it justice? It never does. Let alone can words do it justice. Let alone can someone recreate and recapture that essence through poetry. Yet Khalil Gibran is perfectly able to do that. And I'm telling you, if you get to the end of this book, it's not that long, but there's a gut-wrenching story that is a tale older than time, it seems. Something that would reminisce of a Shakespearean tragedy. And I don't know, I'm really happy I picked up this book because for whatever reason, I've been growing bored with the things I've been reading. For whatever reason, I feel like I've been in a funk. For whatever reason, I feel like I've been stuck. I haven't read anything that's moved me to the point of, I wouldn't say tears, but any sort of emotional impact, any sort of emotional realization. And that changed after I read this book. And the thing about Khalil Gibran is someone that is well respected, well regarded, very, very famous, yet I don't think he's talked about enough. I don't think people bring him up enough, but truly to me he is one of the great mystics that has ever lived. And it's weird that people don't recognize him in the likes of some other authors that have become more popular, but when I read Khalil Gibran, I think he rivals every single author I've ever read. I think he rivals them in his brilliance. I think he rivals them in his prose. I think he rivals them in his ability to capture nature. And it truly is an experience to read Khalil Gibran. It truly is something that is not just reading a book, but you're reading a part of history, you're reading a part of the soul of the world. You're somehow transported to a world that's beyond comprehension, a world that's beyond pure facts. It's intuition, it's feeling, it's love, it's expression. These are the emotions that will come through your head when you're reading Gibran. And the one thing I would say is I can see Khalil Gibran's influences from Rumi in these works. I can see the influence that both Nicole Naimi and Rumi had on him, and it's very cool to read something that can so perfectly encapsulate an entire worldview, an entire belief system. And there are many themes in this book that I really think you would find very inspiring. And this is a work that I will continue to suggest. This is a very, very short read. It's something that if you pick up, you're gonna be hard pressed to put down. And yeah, with that said, please give it a try. Tears and Laughter, great book. If you're new to poetry, very, very simple, very, very quick read. It's not going to be super challenging. There's some poetry that's very difficult. This is not the type of poetry that's very difficult. This is the type of poetry that instantly speaks to your soul. With that said, I love you guys so much. Peace out. I will catch you in the next one.